Gonna be more clever, yeah. If a girl do it better. If a you know a girl do it better. I'm not the good dog. 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 She see it all, even if it's big or small. Do you know where your girl is? But she not at home with ya. Cause the last time I checked, she in Vegas. And Summer Lee with baller, she flagrant. Once a good girl is gone, she gone forever, more forever. And now she dog 'em out whenever. I respect your relationship. I don't care if you don't. But I think girl better than men. And I won't tell if you don't. A dog gon' be a dog. But a gon' be more clever. Oh, a dog gon' be a dog. But a gon' be more clever, yeah. If a let a girl do it better. If a you know a girl do it better. I'm not the good dog. I'm not the good dog. I'm not the good dog. I'm not the good dog.
Tennessee did. There you go, going to the back. Calvin Harlan and the ball. When it comes to it,
it's dreary and miserable throughout much of the Midwest, but don't fear, we've got football to perk up our spirits as we join you from Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
So what,
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go.
Off the play fake, Burke. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. You talk about this Bengals defense. They've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Now a first carry here for the running back. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's third down.
From the gun on third down. Burke. On the slant, he's got Davis. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
It's a gain of 16 yards.
So opening drive third down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Caught right side, Davis. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Trayvon Walker makes the tackle. Ball on the 30 now. Here's a second down and 6. Here's a handoff out of the gun. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Let's go. White, black 40. Check, hut.
Operating from the gun, Burke. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 18. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And a top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
Come on, set. Ready.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
52 blue.
2nd and 6. Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down.
3rd and 12.
Back to throw. Burke. And that is incomplete.
I was Oregon trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
A 43-yard attempt.
York able to send this one through. And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. It'll continue to be interesting in these wet conditions how these kickers fare, but first test, passed.
And how about how the special teams unit handled that? A lot of concentration to make sure the ball didn't slip through his fingers. After the snap, got it down and let it pop it through the posts.
A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Jackson. And he'll find Hall. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. The Bengals at 4-3, a game over 500. They were winners the last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape preparing for this, what we saw was a team that competed hard, and they played well in all 3 phases of the game. And I think if they can carry that over to this week, they've got a really good chance to emerge victorious yet again.
Go ahead. You change it.
On first down, Felton. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. You look at the Saints defense. They've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
7-yard line.
Hands up.
Up the middle they go. Felton. And he'll snag about 5 yards down in the 32.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
180. Sit up. Sit up.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And that is caught. He's gone for a Bengal touchdown. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals have taken the lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Here we go.
And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
This a quick pass to Davis. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
And that is caught. It's Davis. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 25-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
At the 15-yard line.
Let's go now. Red 38. Black shot. Ready?
Looking to throw. Burke. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Ready? Red.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there. His 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints are able to move back in front. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they are over 500 for the season, 4-3. They got back above 500 with a victory last week. And, Charles, you think this is a very important week for them, do you not?
I certainly do, because when you start to do the math, and yes, I'm using my fingers to count. If you're 4-4 at the midway point, let's say you're saying 10 wins is your cutoff line for a playoff berth. It's usually right around that number. A loss here, all of a sudden you've got to go 6-2 down the stretch just to reach 10 wins. That means this game is vital.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try and pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And this effort won't do it. He needed to get to the 45. He's a yard or two short.
An 8-yard gain. It's fourth down.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
To throw again is Jackson. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll take this into the end zone for the Bengal TD. A big play there. 53 yards. And the Bengals have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is now 14-10.
14. Saints 10.
The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
35-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Ready.
In motion, the tight end. Back to throw now on first down. And that is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Go. Yep, black. Black shot. Set.
From the gun on 3rd down. Burke. And that would be incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That is bombs away right there. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So we're back to a one-point game now as the kickoff comes. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football.
6-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
Throwing is Jackson. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
Brings up third down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Jackson will throw again. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Daniel Whelan.
Here's Daniel Whelan now. Deep to return is Darius Davis. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't he?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
Throwing to start the drive. Burke. Over the middle, complete. That's Davis. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. 4 receivers to keep tabs on here. 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5.
Ready?
Operating from the gun. Burke. Uncorks one for Davis. And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up third down.
Set, ready. Go ready.
Operating from the gun. Burke. He'll try and do this himself. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Wait. Let's go now. Cut.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
He's going to float this one deep right side. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Bengals force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
To throw is Jackson. And he's taken down here by the Saints. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Hey, middle. Go. Sit up.
They'll run on first down. Felton. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
Ready, ready.
They'll keep it on the ground. Felton. Give him 4 on the carry. That'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
You.
Now it's Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
Hey, report. 13.
Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. On first down, Felton. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage. The only things you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now it's Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And this one is right down the middle. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
But if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
33, yellow. Yellow.
From the gun on third down. Burke working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
They'll take it past the 40 to the 41, second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Here's 2nd and 8. And that is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They give him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Trayvon Walker able to record his 5th sack of the season. And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Here's Jackson. He will find his man Chase complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the fourth. They'll run on first down. Felton. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They straightened the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 8. Here's Jackson to throw. That's taken in by Higgins. And Higgins is going to have a Bengals first down as he'll be taken down at the 46. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Jackson now. Looking deep here for Chase. And this is caught. Touchdown. Jamar Chase, 46 yards. And the Bengals are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team is playing, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a pretty slick return there. Almost got it to the 45. Officially, they'll cut him down at the 44.
There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession, and to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. They'll air this one out deep for Davis. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
They're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Here we go. Here we go.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. They'll set up a screen for Bigsby. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Past the 20. 5, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for Bengals TD. So a 4th quarter pick 6 here, and that one might put this game out of reach, CD.
I certainly agree with that, partner, and I know one thing, though. That team that just got the pick 6, they're going to keep playing until this one's over. Better be careful. They're looking to get another one.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And the lead is up to 18 now.
That's the score. Bengals 31, Saints 13.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And good coverage defensively. They wouldn't let him get ahead of steam going, and he'll be brought down at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
This one caught by Davis. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
And the Saints first down. A gain of 13 yards. First down.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And this This one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Here we go. Cut.
2nd and 5. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down.
First down, Saints.
Again, he'll drop the throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 25 yards there on the catch and run. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Will Green. Ready.
Back to throw. Burke. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Bigsby is in. Touchdown, New Orleans. Well, they needed 3 scores to have any chance. There's the first of the 3 as they get into the end zone.
Yeah, Brandon, I think that our guys at Next Gen Stats in charge of the win probability are probably saying your chances still aren't great. But now, you still got more than 3 minutes to go. You got to focus on the task at hand, which is going to...
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Alontae Taylor.
Saints 19.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line.
You see that?
The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Tackle on the play by Christian Benford.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
Sit up! Sit up!
On 2nd down, Felton again. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 50 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
And this is exactly what you're looking to do offensively. If you can start stringing some runs together like this, you'll keep churning out first downs, and that's going to put you in a great position to carry this one home.
On first down, Felton. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. And now Jackson will look to throw it. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A gain there of 30 big ones.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set them back for second down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
What shot?
He's going to get it again. He's looking to get forward and protect the ball. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Now Jackson. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that, not just important to the fact that it widens their lead, but really that was a textbook job of just hanging on to the football.
And we know all the time that coaches talk about time of possession. Sometimes it's a stat that doesn't matter much, but in this drive, it matters a lot. They want to reduce time and score points and lock this game down.
Here's 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Burke. He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. They need to score and score quick. 1 timeout remaining. Final minute. 1st and 10.
58 yards. And the Saints first down.
Looking to throw. Burke. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. 2nd and 2. Now a run here off the RPO. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, so they got the score. Do you go for 1 here and save the possible 2-point conversion for later?
I think you do, because if you go for 2 here and you don't get it, that's deflation.
Yeah.
Now you wonder why you're even going for it. Take the easy one now and come back and try and get it later.
And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. Well, a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. And this is going to be recovered by the Bengals hands team. And they're going to hang on and win this game. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Returned it.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And this is caught. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jamar Chase with career touchdown number 162, tying him with LaDainian Tomlinson for 3rd place all time. And the Bengals have extended their lead to 15 now here in the 4th. Extra point right down the middle. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. Now this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone, so this will be blown dead, and they'll move it up to the 40. This is 1st and 10.
Down. Red 38. Ready?
Off play action. Burke. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Here's 2nd down.
Ready.
Back to throw. Burke. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game.